I got great news. I'm feeling so fulfilled today. Listen, y'all. Uh, there's no better fulfillment than serving others with your God-given gifts while moving in your purpose. Gratitude for those looking for purpose. Gratitude in my heart for finding purpose, for those who have found purpose, holding on to that, living within that vision. Because let me tell y'all today, I got some outstanding news. And it warmed my heart so much that I had an unexplainable emotion come over me that I can't even explain what it is. I can't even explain the emotion that I felt. And y'all know how I feel about emotional ascension being close to spiritual ascension. Like there's no spiritual ascension without emotional ascension. And the reason why I was feeling like this today, so fulfilled, is because I got a call from my mother. She's been suffering from plantar fasciitis. If y'all are not familiar with plantar fasciitis, don't feel bad, because I had to do my own research on it as well to really understand what was going on with this disease. And it's basically inflammation of the heel of the foot. The heel of the foot gets inflammation and it causes pain when walking, exercising. It causes a pain in the arch of the foot, in the arch of the foot and the sole, because of the inflammation of the tissue. It's a tissue that runs from the heel to the toe. And the plantar fasciitis is the illness of inflammation that goes into that particular area. Now, the thing about that is, we know inflammation is your body's response to pathogens or injury with white blood cells to fight off that injury, or those pathogens that are in that particular area, which causes it to inflame, right? So the interesting thing about my mom having this illness is the doctors were trying to give her all of this medication and suggesting these different things, and she always kept it wrapped up by the heel. And this was going on for years, and it was irritating her. My mom's getting up in age, but she has been doing very well, keeping up with her diet and making the great holistic changes that she could, the great holistic changes that she has been doing through herbal care, exercising, staying in motion, prayer, spirituality, keeping her mind and her overall well-being in very good, very, very good shape. I'm very proud of her. So, taking the tea of life, she called me today. She said, "Son, you healed me. I've been taking your tea of life." Mind you, my mom she's been on sea moss and other herbs, burdock root, things of that nature too. She's been on a herbal regimen that I put her on. But she said, drinking your tea of life, has took away my plantar fasciitis. I said, "Well, Mom, how do you think that's what it was?" She said, "Well, I was taking the sea moss first and I got relief. But then I started drinking the tea of life, and now it's totally healed. I don't have to wrap it. I don't have soreness or aching or pain anymore." And when she told me this, I was like, wow. Like, I first I had to go do the knowledge on the illness of plantar fasciitis. I did the knowledge on it. I had an idea of what it was, and this was what goes into when you're dealing in herbal medicine and when you're dealing in the what they like to call the herbal business. You have to know a bit about anatomy and biochemistry. Now, with understanding this, you have to do your own experimentation on yourself. You have to get the experience somehow. You have to understand how these herbs work together, adaptogen herbs, analgesics, pain relieving herbs, things of that nature, so you can be able to make the correct blends to be able to get the right results for certain people. And you have to understand how these herbs work in a multitude of ways. So I wasn't thinking about that when I gave my mother the tea. I was just thinking about her overall health. But this is how herbal care just does a multitude of things. So this is what I want to talk about. And my mom's gonna give a testimony on this soon. So, but this is what I wanted to talk about. The tea of life. Let's break down the tea of life blend. Okay, the tea of life blend consists of moringa, green tea, mullein leaf, nettle leaf, clove, and ginger. Okay, so going to the base and the foundation of the actual tea blend. Oh, before I say that, let's talk about different types of herbs. You have nervines and adaptogen herbs. So you never want to really mix a nervine with an adaptogen, or a nervine with nervines more more is calming to the nervous nightcap. If you think about a nightcap, something that you would take before you go to sleep. Adaptogen herbs, these are herbs that decrease cortisol levels, give you energy. So you have to know what you're doing when doing your herbal blends. And with doing the tea of life, I have yet to seen a blend like this. I have yet to see the herbs that I've used in the tea of life in a blend like this. It's very unique to how I understand herbs work and do a multitude of things for the body and how they work together. Okay, so moringa. So we know that plantar fasciitis is a inflammation disease in the heel of the foot. So moringa is filled with anti-inflammatory properties from flavonoids, okay, vitamin C. So so the anti-inflammatory properties of moringa alone is just phenomenal. So with the anti-inflammatory properties of moringa, starting with the flavonoids, we know flavonoids help or can protect the viruses from entering the cell. So also we know flavonoids are work as very good antioxidants in the body, which are very good for wound healing, and they have wound healing properties in them that help with injury. Okay, that is the Mount Moringa is the reason why the tea of life is called the tea of life, because moringa is the tree of life. And if you notice on the package, it has a tree on there because of this. Moringa is a very life-changing super herb. It is just amazing. Green tea, right? Peace, Drew. Got Drew in the building right here. Green tea. We got green tea in the blend. We know how good green tea is for energy, the digestive system. Green tea. I want to say it's a diuretic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I could be incorrect on that. But the way it makes my renal system feel and makes me go to the bathroom, I would think to believe it has diuretic properties, which means that it moves the renal system and makes you pee and flush you out. Right. So, but let's talk about clove. Clove being an analgesic herb, a pain relieving herb which also has wound healing properties. Very good anti-inflammatory herb. It's an anti-mutagen too, and it's said to be able to bond radiation. Clove is one of my favorite herbs. Being that it's pain relieving, that the plantar fasciitis it is very painful. So within going through this process, my mother said she was feeling a very good amount of pain relief at first before it actually healed from taking the tea of life. So now that you have that clove blend, which is a great pain relieving or analgesic, along with the moringa, the powerful flavonoids in moringa and anti-inflammatory properties that are this is with the green tea. Now, thinking about how this is working together and how herbs do a multitude of things. I wasn't even thinking about the particular illness that my mother had. But what I'm telling y'all is, with the anti-inflammatory properties of all these herbs combined and this blend combined, it took away this specific illness. Now, if anybody is suffering from plantar fasciitis, please share this video with them. Share this video with them. I don't listen. This is just what it is. If they flag it, I don't even care anymore. It is what it is. We have to spread this information and heal and save ourselves some time on this earth to be with our families and to fulfill our purpose as in uplifting humanity and living within our purpose and finding our purpose as human beings. Okay, so I don't even care about that anymore. Now it's time to focus up, share this video. You know, anybody that's suffering from an illness like this or something similar to this. Okay, I have other testimonials too about the Tea of Life where they're helping with respiratory infections, sinus infections, scarring in the lungs, coughing up of things that I'm got some pictures of that I'm probably gonna share. Uh, Kind of graphic, maybe not share them, maybe he will, but just people have been sharing with me on a respiratory level because I had camp. A lot of smokers have come to me for the Tea of Life to be able to. They wanted to clear out the respiratory system. So that was my main focus with the Tea of Life, in a sense of the feedback I was getting from the results and the healing that I was getting from it. But now that I got this news, I understand how powerful anti-inflammatory tea and blend that this is with these herbs in it. Now, I had a feeling when I was blending this tea that it was very special because not only the constituents, the healing constituents that go into the herbs, but also the mind and the energy that I put into my products when I'm making them. That's a very important part about being in herbal treatment. Okay, you don't want anybody with bad energy putting together your herbal treatments. It makes a, if not, in my opinion, you can do all the herbs and sea moss that you want. If you don't believe that you can heal in your mind on a quantum level, then it's not going to happen. If you don't start with the fundamentals of breathing, stretching, prayer, meditation, understanding that you can heal and your body is constantly healing, then you're defeating the whole purpose and it's counterproductive to you even doing any herbal therapy or any herbal care in the first place. Okay? So also we have the electrolytes or the minerals that act as electrolyte once they come in contact with the fluid in the body. Now, potassium, magnesium, these are minerals that act as electrolytes once they get into the body, the ions for a positive charge. Okay? The wonderful thing about biochemistry is that it is just a never-ending learning experience. Okay? For those that want to get into healing, understand, don't get discouraged about not knowing everything about biochemistry, anatomy, how the organs work. Don't worry about that. Just focus on your own experience. Focus on your own experience and how you are going to focus on healing what it is that you're going on that have that in your well-being and your existence and your bodily function. And from there, because experiences results is golden. All these big words, Larry, and you can say this, that's all fine and good. But when it comes down to it, it's the experience and results. That's what's going to take us to the next level, and it's going to help us serve others more properly and efficiently, right? Okay, so what was I? Okay, back to the the herbs inside of the tea of life. Sleeper, the mullein leaf is known for clearing the respiratory, but mullein leaf is a great anti-inflammatory. This is what people don't know how powerful of an anti-inflammatory herb mullein leaf is. Part of the reason why it can clear the lungs of any type of, if it's going to clear the lungs, so it makes sense because how it's clearing the lungs of any damage of the properties within the mullein leaf is helping your white blood cells get into your lungs to be able to clear any pathogens, tar, scarring out of that area. So it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense that the mullein leaf is a powerful inflammatory, which goes back to the plantar fasciitis in my mother's foot. And those, like I said, that are suffering from this, please share it if y'all know anybody. So mullein leaf, nettle leaf. Nettle leaf is packed full of protein. Great protein. Nettle leaf is packed full of minerals. Nettle leaf is probably one of my favorite herbs as well. And like I said, this is important to remember as well, guys. Minerals are elements, but all elements are not minerals. Okay? That might take a little bit of time to digest, but I want y'all to think about that. In school we learned the periodic table. You know, uh, gold. AU was gold, and the different periodic table that we learned in school. That has to do with biochemistry, because we have to understand this whole 92 mineral thing that they're doing with sea moss. Listen to me. It is a marketing scheme. Sea moss is packed full of minerals. The 92 minerals that you see, if you see it on the list, you'll see some listed, and you'll see something listed like neon or hydrogen as a mineral. Neon is a gas. Hydrogen is a gas. It's not a mineral. Okay, so you see how this, you see, so all minerals are elements, but all elements are not minerals. Okay, this is chemistry. All right, so we getting to understanding of that. Nettle leaf is packed full of minerals. Now, when on biochemistry level, some minerals act as electrolytes when they're inside of the body. Okay, giving a positive charge and filling your body with electricity. Okay, this is why Dr. Sebi talks about the electric body so much. In alkalinity and acidity, Boom. So we got ginger. Ginger is just pure medicine, great for the gut. We know about the gut and mind connection. Ginger is going to not only help your gut, but ginger is also great for the easing of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve runs from your gut all the way up to your brain. Also, it's the longest nerve in the body. It runs from certain organs up to the brain. So the vagus nerve, like for instance, the vagus nerve runs into the pancreas, which gives it signals to release the insulin, to get into. This is why ginger is such a great, it's such great for your microbiome, because it helps for you to be able to digest the minerals that you're ingesting from the tea as a whole. That's why I put ginger in the tea, so you can have better digestion, and you can have be better with absorbing the minerals and the constituents coming from the herbs, the herbal properties, to be able to get that into the bloodstream so you can heal. Ginger opens that up. It opens your gut all the way up, your microvilli, everything. And it helps the lining of your gut, of your stomach too. The lining of your stomach go through a phase of renewing itself. I want to say every 4 days or so. You can fact check me on that, but it's a cycle that it reheals itself, and ginger helps with that. Very powerful thing. It's the reason why I talk about in my new book I got. It's called A Tool for Spiritual Development. I start off talking about how the Christ consciousness and how Christ fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. Okay, now we in the Bible Belt, we know how everybody feels about the Christ, but the important thing to remember is the first thing that Christ did before he went into his prophethood was get his dietary law correct. He got his dietary law correct and fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. The powerful thing about fasting is, first of all, fasting puts your body in a state of ketosis, but in your liver, that's another thing. That's another key. Moringa, the liver you can cut off pieces of the liver, and it can actually regrow. It can actually regrow that piece that you cut off. That's an amazing organ, right? So moringa filters the liver, and the liver produces ketones. Ketones are molecules produced by the liver by way of fatty cells for an alternate source of energy when your levels are low. So this means that when you're fasting, you can only get certain things to happen in your body when you fast. Meaning, you can get certain emotions and connections on a spiritual level from elevated emotions and things that you're overcoming within your mind and your higher mind, because that's what happens. And this is what I mean about the Christ consciousness. And this is why it's so important to understand Christ fasted and got his dietary habits in order before he did anything. It's a reason for this. It is a reason for this. Okay, and this is what I am so driven, highly driven about and passionate about, because everything is connected on a wellness level. We're talking about that encompasses all the elements of wellness: intellectual, spiritual, physical, occupational, social, environmental. See, the Christ consciousness knew this, but in order to get all of this balance, and in order, he knew he had to get what? The mind and gut connection, to be able to make that connection with his subconscious mind to the higher source, to get those downloads, to be able to go out and do what he needed to do within his ministry. He had to get his gut right. He had to get his gut feeling in order, because he knew that the intuition was the call from the superconsciousness. If he ain't got that clear, he ain't got nothing. He ain't performing no miracles. He ain't doing none of that. So that was the first thing that he needed to do. And I talk about this in my new book that'll be out soon, called A Tool for Spiritual Growth. However, be looking out for that. But I bring that up only to say the amazing ways that the body works, and how the tea of life can help with a multitude of things. But I am focusing mainly on plantar fasciitis, because this is what my mother healed from. Okay, my mother actually healed from this, from drinking this tea. Please pass the word on to people. Please share this video, and let people know, because people are suffering from this. I want people to get this blend. I want them to heal. I want them to be able to have their life back, man, without suffering from this painful disease. Okay, some people have worse cases than my mother. My mother, she used to have to wrap her foot, wrap her heel up, and all of that. I was like, Mom, what's going on? What's up with that? She would tell me the name. I would forget about it. I wasn't doing the knowledge. I wasn't doing the knowledge on what it was. I was so focused on more so her like other things with her, like, her energy, getting her on the sea moss and the burdock root, like maintaining her fundamental health. Okay, I had no idea how much pain she was in. Cause my mother wasn't. I had no idea she was how much pain she was in by way of this disease. So please, y'all, let your people know. Share this video. My tea is a powerful anti-inflammatory tool to get rid of these diseases. One for sure. I have some more testimonials on other things, but I wanted to talk about this. I felt that it was very important. I can't explain the feeling that I felt to be able to relieve my mother of this disease, and to get that inflammation out of her foot, because ultimately that's what it is. And inflammation, all the way down to gout and these things, that all this uric acid buildup from these things that we're eating. You know what I'm saying? So my mom had cleaned her diet, and I'm still trying to figure out, like, okay, so I'm doing it now. I was like, why she got this inflammation still within her foot? But a lot of people suffer from this by way of years and years of eating a certain to get rid of the chronic inflammation. But look, y'all, I'm losing signal. I hope y'all got this. I just wanted to talk about this with y'all. It filled my heart with joy today. I was just filled with gratitude. Please, like I said, please share this video. I'm probably gonna do some more breakdowns of how this tea of life is so powerful and how it's gonna help you so much. And I appreciate y'all. Peace and wellness to the family.